Hi guys, Scott here from Main Forge. I've been getting a lot of interest on my videos, which I'm really happy about. Some of you may have seen me on YouTube. Others of you may have gone straight to the Main Forge on Facebook and seen me on those pages. But it means a lot to me to be able to share what I do for those that are interested, and also to help out some of you guys that are just starting to do some blacksmithing and looking for some tips. I'm very pleased to be able to share information. So keep watching, keep sharing, and I appreciate all the feedback I get back. Anyhow, today what we're going to do is we're going to make one of my traditional bottle openers. I'm going to hold that up for you so you can see it. This is the same type of bottle opener that you maybe have in your drawer. I've got my nice little State of Maine touch mark on there and a leather thong so you can hang it up, keep it convenient. But I've got an order, I've got to fill a bunch of those, so it's a good time to start working on that order and also share some information on how to make that for you guys here in a video. So what we're going to do to start out is you're going to need a piece of 3/4 by 1/4 inch flat stock. I'm going to cut them over here in a minute with my chop saw. Many of you are not going to have a chop saw, so you're either going to want to cut this with a hacksaw, which will take a few minutes longer, but certainly very doable. You also may have a hardy with your anvil, so you can heat it up and chop it on your hardy, square up your ends, get them nice and clean. And some of you might have a hot set or a chisel, or make yourself a hot set. However you cut your metal, get yourself a 6-inch piece, and we'll get started on this project right now. Okay, now that you get your 6-inch piece of metal, next thing we have to do is punch a rectangular hole in it. As you can see, I've got equal amounts of metal on 3 sides of that, because we're going to forge this out to make the working end of our bottle opener. So let's head over to the anvil. I'll punch this out and you can see how that's done. Bring it over your pritchel hole, get good support, or your hardy hole, and drive it home. Make sure you quench your punch, you don't lose your temper. And there you have a nice rectangular hole. Okay, next you can see I'm just going to set this again over the pritchel hole and drift this out nice and round. Make sure it's big enough that you can then get over to your horn to be able to start forging. Again, quench your tools, keep them chilled, and we're drifted out round, and we're ready to get to work on the horn. Okay, now you've got this forged out with a nice round circle. Mine measures about 3/4 of an inch across. Next thing we need to do is set up some shoulders on both sides. Now, what I normally do, because I have the luxury of speeding this up, I'll take it over to my treadle hammer, set it up, and one good slam, and I've got shoulders on both sides. I'm going to guess that most of you don't have a treadle hammer. Some of you are probably lucky enough to have a power hammer, and you're kind of laughing at me dealing with this thing. But what we're going to do is we're going to go old school. I'm going to bring it over to the anvil, and between the anvil and our hammer, we're going to forge out those shoulders and get to where we need to be. Okay, I am concentrating more on where my metal is on my anvil, because as I hammer this, I'm focusing on the corner of the anvil, setting up that shoulder more than my hammer. Okay, we're looking pretty good right now. Nice little taper coming up, and so we're going to get a little more heat and get ready to put our little mark in there for our working end of the business here. So I'll show you the punch with that while we're getting some heat, and we'll get that done. I just thought I'd show you. This is the punch that I came up with for doing the next move here. You can see I've got a little bit of an angle. I don't know if you can see that very well on this or not, coming across this way. The idea is so that on the round part I can gather some metal and force it out to the end to make the little tab that comes out, which catches the edge of the bottle cap. You can see the tab that I've put in that for you. Okay, next thing I'm getting ready to do is put my touch mark on the bottle opener. Since I'm the main forge, I decided I'd make a little state of Maine as my touch mark. It's something you should consider. Get yourself a piece of tool steel and make yourself a touch mark, whether it's initials or some sort of symbol to identify your work, because your work's going to be around for a long time. It's kind of nice to be able to identify it. I don't know if you can see that because of the glow of the metal, but you can see this little state of Maine in there. Okay, we've got a little bend we have to get in there. So, turning this upside down, just going to work on the edges here, and knock that over at about a 45-degree angle. Then bring it to the front side, put my tab right up against the anvil, and tap it back over. That way this is going to reach over the top of the bottle, lay down flat as my tab catches the underside of the rim. So it's kind of an important little move, makes it work nice and easy to do. Okay, now what we're going to do is put a little chamfer along both edges. And I'll make a little fishtail at the end to finish it off. Chamfer makes a big difference for making this just something that feels real nice in the hand. fishtail? I don't know. I just started finishing them that way and I guess I've kept it up. Okay, I'm going to give that a little center punch because I'm going to drill out the hole for where the leather thong goes. But that's pretty much done other than being a little bit hot right now. So let's get that laying flat. Find a good spot in the center. Give yourself a center punch. People use different things to finish their metal these days. A lot of people are using beeswax, which is certainly works well. Some people use a floor wax or a polishing wax for wood, which has different types of waxes, carnauba wax and paraffins and things in it. I use a traditional smoke finish, which is done with linseed oil. The metal's heated up to 400 or 500 degrees, goes in the metal, comes out, it's still smoking. You get the excess oil wiped off, and you get a nice black kind of semi-gloss finish like you'd get in a cast iron skillet. And it does a real nice job of protecting the metal. So I'll do that next. You can see it's still smoking, but the oil is staying on. If you find that the oil burns right off or it flames, you're way too hot, keep it cool. Get it all cleaned up nice. You'll see when I put it in the water to cool it off, still quite hot, and the water will bead off of that. Also notice that when it comes out of the water, I give it a little more time in the water because of the oil, the transfer of heat's not quite as quick, so it's going to stay hotter a little longer. So anyhow, there we are. We're kind of finished up. I'm going to drill a hole. We'll put our thong in the backside, and we are all done. Okay, to finish this up, I use 18 inches of leather thong. I've drilled a 1/4 inch hole, which is just enough to get this leather through. I slip a loop through and these two ends through and tighten it up. That makes what's called a lark's head. So I do that on one end, and then I just do a simple overhand knot with the two loose ends at the other end, and that gives me either a handle for my wrist or something I can hang up on a wall. But here's our finished bottle opener. Once again, thank you all for watching. Please share the video, direct people to my YouTube page, subscribe to that please, and leave your comments. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this thing. It's always fun to make a video for you.